Today's message: losing friends is simply a part of growing up. But we don't actually lose friends. We just grow and learn who the real ones are. Let that bake for a minute. Welcome back to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, all my free thinkers, that place where we follow the breadcrumbs to wealth. Guys, I got a little bit to unpack today, and one of them is possibly a scandal that's brewing involving Zebec's founder, Sam. And we're going to talk about that. But before I talk about that, we're going to talk about this price that's going on right now with Zebec. Got people who I got into the project that texted me saying, is this serious? Is this serious? Guys, it's moving. And actually, I'm glad I made that big purchase that I did yesterday when I grabbed and added to my bag, bringing me over 5 million. It's looking really hefty. But this, to me, is still just the beginning. What we are experiencing right now, guys, is FOMO at its biggest. Or people are FOMOing in. But believe it or not, a lot of the people that are FOMOing right now are the people that already hold it. They just see that this hourglass is, it's running. Is it getting smaller, bigger? I don't know, depending on which way you turn it. But we see what's going on. We know it's the future. But we do have to unpack some things. And one of those things is going to be why I started out with what I started out today's message. So, also we're going to talk about Bitcoin too, altcoin season, where we are right now, at least where I believe. Guys, this is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy. I am Mr. Foresight, and it is my mission to reset your mindset, something like that. Anyway, I'm here to get you to your goals, not just your financial goals. I realize it's not always about finance, because some of you already have your finances in order, but your mindset might not be. Well, on this channel, we deal with and dabble with a little bit of all of it, because mindset over everything. Your mind is the strongest thing. It's nothing about your money. It's your mindset, because if you get your mind right, then everything else is going to come. So this sounds like a channel for you, in a place where you're trying to reset your life. Then you're in the right place. The only thing I ask, smash that like button. Give me a subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss a video. And I want to welcome all the new subscribers that we have. Welcome to the free thinkers. I consider you a free thinker. Just be respectful. That's the only thing I ask. Get you a cold storage wallet right now. Even the people that I know who I've gotten cold storage wallets in my private life, they're even texting me now, seeing these prices raised. Like, we need to, I need your help setting up this cold storage wallet. I need to get my funds moved over, because they see how important this time is. So get you one down below. Got a 10% deal on them, and that 10% goes to support the channel. I thank you in advance. And guys, also make sure you go over to growrichgrowhappy.com, and put in your email address, and you'll get your free research guide so that you can see how to research these projects. That's going to be important, considering what I got to talk about. So guys, so back to this. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump over here. And the first thing I want to talk about is this price action, guys. Look at this, guys. We are cruising at the time of making this video. Look at this, guys. Man, we up 25%. This is what you're seeing now. You are seeing FOMO in its finest, guys. I believe we're about to really break some records here, guys. So this thing is moving. Let's look at the over 24 hour. Guys, look at this. It's just cruising. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the people. The people are pushing this. The Zebec holders, the people who are just learning about the project, they're really, really pushing this thing. So with that, I'm glad to see that, guys. But I'm also going to jump up here, because I'm going to tell you what's going on. Also, jump up here. I'm over on Coin Market Cap. The reason I'm over on Coin Market Cap rather than my Spectre dashboard, because I realize a lot of you do frequent coin market cap. And the reason I want to get over here is because Bitcoin is cruising, guys. We have broken our all-time high. Remember what I told you videos ago, how to spot altcoin season? I believe we are right there, guys, but not yet, not quite yet, because if you look up here where I'm pointing this mouse right now, you will see that Bitcoin dominance is 63% right now, which is good. It's cruising. But if you see, a lot of our favorite tokens, namely Zebec, is moving with it. But altcoin season, not quite yet, because we have to wait till Bitcoin's dominance start coming down around 55%, 50%. You'll see it up in here. And what'll happen is it'll still be there. Bitcoin will still have his money, but it'll come off a little bit because people will be removing some of their profits and they will be pumping them into the Zebecs, which I believe they might be doing now. They'll be pumping them into all of our favorite altcoins, XRP, all these altcoins will start going crazy, and that dominance will be down around 63%. I will flash the video up so you guys can get a more detailed view of how this is going on, how, you know, to spot altcoin season. I'm always about education here, guys. Now let's talk about the nitty gritty. What's going on? So right now, and I learned this because over on X, make sure you follow me on X. It's down below on the banner. It says at Mr. Foresight 64. Make sure that the account you follow it has a blue check, because that is me. I received an email from someone today actually that told me someone emailed them and was trying to explain to them with my profile name and everything that looked like me, didn't have a blue check, but was trying to get them, basically get some money out of them. That is not me, guys. I will never email you asking for anything. So make sure that the profile has a blue check. So I learned yesterday, and I only learned this because of Sam, the founder of Zebec. He put out this article out, and this article has been out a while, talking about him and maybe some shady dealings. I'm not going to speak on all of it. I'm just going to let the information speak for itself. But it reminded me of something, guys. Always, and the reason I said this whole thing about friends is you have to watch your circle as you grow in stature. I always said I would not want to be a president or anything, because that's when they go digging in your past and all of that. But it goes for anything you start rising in. And like Sam, you know, Zebec is, for all intents and purposes, it's a great project. It's the future. It's getting a lot of press. So of course, your name is going to come up. If you have any kind of attachment to the project, your name is going to come up in some unsavory things. It's press. You know, people love bad news, but that's not to say it's not unfounded. So I thought at first he was trying to get ahead of it, but I don't think it's getting ahead of it. He's just trying to clear his name. So we're going to go over that, and we're going to take a deeper look at this and see what is this about, and whether or not Zebec holders should be worried about Zebec being affected. So we'll talk about that, and I'll give you my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion, but on this channel, I'm always going to bring you guys facts. Regardless how good something is, I'm still going to bring you guys facts. I feel like that's my job. So let's do this. And first, we're going to take a look at this article as this came out. And I'm going to get over here, and here's one of the articles. There's a lot, guys, and it's all to be around this token called Movement. Sam, and I cannot pronounce this dude's name, but Sam, founder of Zebec, implicated in market manipulation scandal with Galen Law-Kun, and I guess that's this guy right here. So what this is about, guys, it's about basically a pump and dump. And this is the token that they're talking about it happened with. This token right here, Movement, which has not been around long. It's been around since December 9th, 2024. I don't really like getting in new projects because of stuff like this. I never get in these initial token coin offerings either. I just don't. I used to back in the day. It never worked out well for me. Never. So maybe once it did work out once, but again, that project has since went belly up. But so here's the deal right here. So I'm just giving you guys background before I show you what Sam said. So this is an all-time high right here, and they're saying what happened is, and don't give me, hey, it's more than that. Tokens, Trump's company is also involved in this. They're angry too because they feel like they were duped. World Liberty Finance, but here we go. So check this out. So came out here, and as you see, it rolls up dollar something. What's the all-time high on this token? All-time high on this token is $1.45. Reached December 10th. Okay, so it came out here. Here's all the information on it, 10 billion supply and all this, but it came out here. They only had 2 million or 2 billion of them, 2.5 billion circulating. Okay, so they came out here, and if you notice, they got up right about here, actually higher than that. They made it up to, you seen the high, but anyway, you seen they start crashing. Well, the reason they start crashing was because of a token dump. And it's because of this right here, guys. Movement Labs secretly promised advisors millions in tokens, leaked documents show. Now, this is the guy right here who was the founder of Movement, and he has since been removed or suspended. And Binance has since banned this coin. This is the guy right here. Apparently, he's a friend of Sam's. That's why I say, guys, you have to be careful who you keep in your circle. You have to be careful. I don't allow people, I vet people really, really well. I don't get too close to a lot of people because I've always been like that. But I'm very protective of my energy, and I suggest you guys do the same. But here it is. It says Movement Labs, the scandal-plagued crypto startup backed by Donald Trump's World Liberty Finance, quietly promised large stakes of its token to early insiders. Undisclosed deals that now raise fresh questions about who really holds power behind the scenes. Now, well, I'll continue. Even before its token launch, Movement Labs committed large portions of Move's supply to a handful of early investors. This is what happens, guys, on the back end of a lot of these tokens. Arrangements that were never disclosed to investors. Now we can go into white papers and we can see that there are earlier investors in different things, like there was with Zebec and how they raised 35 million. Coinbase Ventures and all of them got involved. Circle and all of them got involved. Well, according to this, it was never disclosed to investors, everyday investors. And it's continued down here. Agreements dated shortly after the project's founding were exploratory in nature and non-binding. Now, they say the existence of the agreements nonetheless cast new light on the chaotic inner workings of Movement, which came under fire after CoinDesk reported last month that insider market making deals enabled token dumping by insiders. This is another reason why we need these more, I hate to say strict, but we need some more clarification and more crypto laws in place to keep this type of thing from happening, because the investors, the retail investors, in which are the people who get the brunt end of this. So they talked about the shadow investors. This is where Sam came in at. They say Coinbase spoke to more than a dozen people familiar with Movement over the course of its investigation, including current and former employees who were granted anonymity so they could speak freely. Now, check this out, guys. The agreement obtained by Coinbase concerns Sam and another guy right here, both of whom played behind the scenes roles in shaping the project during the earlier stages. Together, they were allocated access to as much as 10% of the total Move token supply and signed memorandum of understanding that insiders say were intentionally kept off the books. Now, 66 million tokens was what was dumped. And they said it was 5% of the circulating supply. 5% they're saying that Sam had control of. 5% plus another 2.5%. So It didn't look good, doesn't look good, depending on where you're sitting on this. But Movement Labs told Coinbase the signed agreement with Sam were not binding, but he claimed the agreements were never voided. Okay, so we say all that to say, okay, he was up in there around that time. They say for the coin's launch in December, Sam was also at the launch. So this is where his name would get implicated. Now, I want you all to remember this too. When something like this, especially when you're the founder of a major company that's shaping itself to take over the world, sometimes people do dig up dirt on you. And a lot of times, a lot of times the truth is going to be blurred. I'm not saying whether he's right or whether he's wrong. I'm just reporting the information out here. Again, I went digging because of this. We're going to go over here to my X account. And guys, you can follow me over on X. Again, it's down below. But he posted this yesterday. He says, was that yesterday? Yep, yesterday. He says, recently a CoinDesk article came out describing my earlier involvement in movement. The purpose of this thread is to set the record straight. Now, that right there, I see that as maybe his media team saying you need to get ahead of this, or now you're kind of behind it. But I have to ask, okay, when he put this out, this article, one of the earliest articles I found of this was from May 18th. And then let's talk about here. This one was from 7 days ago. So this one came out a little bit earlier. His name was implicated here. I don't know. Maybe he was advised not to say anything. And maybe now he's like, damn this. I need to set the record straight. And I agree with that. You know your truth, set it straight. So we're going to go here. This is what he released right here. If you want to read these threads, you go to my page and just click on this and then click on the thread. Okay, he says, prior to Movement's formation, I met Cooper in person at Vanderbilt and offered to incubate a project using Move that led to the creation of Satay, a yield aggregator that I financially supported and helped get off the ground. Now, guys, here's the reason that the founder of Movement, the reason he got suspended is because he pushed for this third party company from China to come in and kind of be that market maker. And this company didn't have no digital footprint, meaning there was no resume on them. It was nothing showing that they were capable of doing that. And then once the price pumped up to a valuation of like 5 billion, they dumped this token. So that's why Sam's name is being brought in, because he was an advisor to the founder of Movement. And guys, that's why I say keep your circle close. I'm telling you. But anyway, so we continue. He says here, when Cooper pivoted to start MVMT Labs, before Rushi was on the team, and Rushi is the guy who's suspended now, he depended on my advice and support. See, Sam knows the founder of this token. That's what it is. He knows the founder of it. And he said he depended on my advice and support for all kinds of things, from fundraising to tokenomics to emotional support. I worked very close with Cooper to jumpstart Movement. This is why you can't lend your name, sometimes even your advice, to everything without really doing due diligence. But do we ever know? When Rushi joined the Movement to head up the technical team, the vision started to really blossom. I took a step back from my role as a close advisor to Cooper and was predominantly focused on the GTM efforts. This showed that resulted in Move posted by, and it's this guy here, which was negotiated and signed by Cooper. As the project got closer to TGE, I started working closely with Cooper again, especially advising him on the upcoming proposed airdrops. And then it's here, he puts the different things that happened. Cooper commissioned me to find a data scientist team to audit the proposed airdrop data set based on the testnet usage after the Movement team realized that the data set that they were relying on did not even accurately reflect the testnet. And here, and I like this, that he kept this evidence right here. He put it here, and he says, where are we at? We are trying to run the data to final move drop registration pack. Can you check why there are 33,000 repeated wallet addresses? That's the red flag. I thought if someone connected to the same Aptos or Ethereum virtual machine wallet twice, it used the throw wallet already connected error. And then this is Cooper right here. He says, even if there was a double registration, it should be hard coded so you can only claim once from the address. It's the full data set repeated. And then you see Sam here. He said, that's a lot. Good catch. Where do you see the duplicates? Same participants row. And then he says, because of the many issues with data set, I suggested to Cooper that the rewards for all airdrop participants be flattened out. Throughout this period, Cooper was very adamant on a particular set of 75,000 wallets receiving the highest percentage share of token wallet as tokens per wallet. So you see, he aired it all out. Now, I guess he said, I'm clearing my damn name. He says, we wanted to flatten out. Cooper said, I agree. We can flatten the 2x million and spike for 75,000. We can filter more, but it can change convo with MM. He says, okay, at least, this is Cooper, at the least we can take tokens from the millions that did not register and put them toward a better drop for core community testnet users. Then if you continue here, he says, this is Sam, you can't find the wallets and move token. You can find the wallets, and I did that. I clicked on it, but I'm not going to even look through that right now. And observe the distribution below, as they were almost the only ones who claimed and were able to bundle and sell 60 million plus move during the December 9th airdrop of move token. And he says, you can see in the below heat map how these wallets were bundled after claiming the airdrop and then dumped. And this is the heat map below. And I will click on it for you guys real quick. And this is it right here. These are the wallets. I'm not going to go all through this, but you can see it in here. So I'm jump back over here, guys. So I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't. I like the fact, I don't know whether it was his media team, but I love the fact, I'm always going to love the Zebec founders, and their team are very transparent. This right here, him coming out and setting the record straight, he's telling his truth. As investors, again, I always say it's important to look under every stone. And just because something like this comes out and you're bullish on a project, you still have to look into it and say, okay, will this affect my bottom dollar? Personally, me, I'm good with Zebec. But I am watching this. I'm watching this because, again, I always say character traits. You always want to look for character traits in people. Not that everybody is perfect, but that's a lot of money we're talking about. So we always want to just be watchful of who's running our companies that we are invested in and what kind of character they have. So I like the fact that he did get in and he's letting his truth be spoken. And I'm looking at, again, when it comes to articles and things, you got to read them. You got to decipher, because, again, you got to remember, what is the objective of the person who wrote the article? So those things. But for me, I'm still good on Zebec, but I'm always going to report the truth to you guys and show you what's going on behind the scenes. Sorry for the length of the video, but I think I had to. You guys need to see these things out here. Again, I wouldn't even went digging had he not made the post he did. So guys, let me know down below, what do you think? Are you still buying Zebec? What do you think of this scandal that's going on behind the scenes? Do you think it'll affect the project overall? Let me know. I'm interested to know from the community. Till next time, this is your boy. I'm out.